Your Navy Federal account is at risk to be shut down. You've been warned. What's going on, guys? I just wanted to give you a quick public service announcement and a little update with Navy Federal. They're starting to seriously crack down on people misusing them and actually trying to finesse the system so hard. So let's dive into what's going on, and I'm going to show you what you can do to avoid these issues moving forward so you won't get shut down. All right, so let's dive in. So first and foremost, I got an email from a supporter about a few weeks ago, and they were stating that their Navy Federal account was actually shut down. And I was asking them, a bunch of questions like, well, how did this happen? What were you doing? Things of that nature. And they were pretty much just getting into the details. Like somebody used their sponsor and they just started going crazy on Navy Federal. And they started to actually scam Navy Federal. So Navy Federal is at a loss. You still have to keep this in consideration, guys. They're still a bank. They don't like to take too many losses. If they take a serious impact, somebody's gonna pay for it, and somebody's gonna pay for it dearly. And sometimes it can end in accounts being permanently shut down. And that means they're gonna start cracking down and looking at everything through a magnifying glass. So with the PIN thing and the access code, when you get into Navy Federal, they give you an access code. You sometimes you can give that to, family members or people that, like, again, if somebody stays with you, they can get onto Navy Federal and things of that nature. It's just like it's a sponsor. You see what I'm saying? But people are actually selling their actual access codes, and people are scamming the heck out of Navy Federal. And so it's really getting out of hand. So what Navy Federal is doing is just shutting everything down. So again, of course, Navy Federal is the largest credit union out right now. Even if you have bad credit, you can get a $10, $20, even $25,000 credit card. And people are taking advantage of that and doing whatever they can to actually get the most money from Navy Federal. And that's a no-no. Navy Federal don't play that. So what I want you to stop doing, people, is stop listening to these gurus and stuff like that telling you that you can actually give out your access code and things of that nature, and you can make money off of this and all of these other ways on how you can get into Navy Federal and get your homie and your cousins on there and things of that nature. Look, I can't tell you what to do, but hey, if you got into Navy Federal, however you got in Navy Federal, and you're not military affiliated or anything of that nature, then you need to lay low. You just need to lay low. Don't give anybody your information, anything like that. You just need to lay extremely low and just keep your nose clean within this, because you don't want them snooping around you. You see what I'm saying? Now, true enough, I know I've shown you in previous videos on how you could get into Navy Federal using like a backdoor method and things of that nature, but I'm not telling you to do these things. Like I said in those previous videos, these are just ways on how people get in there. Use that information how you will. But nor am I telling you, or will I ever tell you, to sell your code and your access code. I'm not trying to get you kicked out. I'm trying to help you. So with that being said, stop listening to all these people telling you that you can do it. I understand you can make a few $100s and stuff, but it's not worth getting you permanently kicked out of Navy Federal. That's not the vibe that we're trying to do. So let me give you a quick example. So let's just say you have a sponsor, you have an access code, and you sponsor somebody to get in. And let's say it's one of your cousins or one of your best friends or something like that. And they go in and they start scamming. Let's just say they run it up on a credit card, of anything of that nature, and they actually make Navy Federal take a loss because they never paid it back and they never actually pay on the account. What they can do is, no, it's not what they can do. What they're going to do, they're going to close that account, and then they're going to circle back to whoever let that person in Navy Federal. They're going to see that it was a sponsor, and they're going to see that it was you. So what they're going to do is they're going to permanently remove you from Navy Federal as well, because you're an accomplice. They're going to feel like that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to hold the door open for all the scammers to get into Navy Federal so they can continue to take losses. So while they're getting the scammer up out of it, they're going to get you up out of it. And let's say you didn't have any idea what was going on. Doesn't matter. They're going to get you up out of there. Navy Federal is not playing when it comes to their funds and cracking down on their accounts. Even with CPN, they are cracking down on all of that, people. I'm telling you, this is something that you don't want to deal with when it comes to Navy Federal. And even be careful with authorized users, because you can add someone on your card. And of course, when you add an authorized user, they get their own card. So with that being said, if they start doing some type of fraudulent activity, Navy is still going to close your account, or they can close your account because of that. Or what they can do is they can freeze your account and tell you, hey, you need to remove this person off of your credit account. And if you don't, we're gonna permanently terminate your account. But if you actually remove them, then we can possibly unfreeze your account. And from what I've been hearing from the whispers, Navy Federal will kind of do that as a one-time thing, but anytime after that, they're automatically just gonna shut you out. So you even gotta be careful with authorized users. I know sometimes people sell their, their AU, they sell their card for AUs or something like that. Again, trying to get a quick couple $100s to like these trade line companies and stuff like that. And these trade line companies don't care. They just trying to make a buck too. They could put anybody on there, and it could be somebody trying to scam Navy, and it just so happens that they use your information. They use your authorization and everything of that nature. So you just have to be careful when it comes to Navy Federal or any of these credit unions. All right. Like I said, keep your head down, keep your nose clean. Just do whatever you can to continue to not look like you're up to something, all right? Because Navy Federal has been doing this for a while, but I see it really vamping up now. So again, you have to look out for yourself. You don't want to be kicked out of Navy Federal because of someone else's ignorance, all right? Be wise and be safe, all right? So if I get any other updates, I'll definitely let you guys know, okay? But until next time, ladies and gents, keep your head down, keep your nose clean, all right?